My people, they say the end of a matter is better off. So Olori Naomi always stands at the winning side. Yes, she would always remain at the winning side of this matter because we know very well that the end of this matter would definitely favor her. Not just because of anything, but the way we are looking at this matter, these women have lost it completely. Yes, they have lost it. Because for Olori Aderonke to start panicking in the midst of Olori Naomi preparing to return back into the palace because the renovation of her apartment has been completed, and the only thing that was standing in as an obstacle that Naomi would not make it back into the palace was the return of Prince Tedenikawo with her, because Naomi has surveyed the palace lately and she has concluded that the palace is chaotic in nature. His wives fight unnecessary, they do all manner of things that doesn't add up, they do things that nobody would want to appreciate. In fact, they get involved in a million things that nobody would even want to reckon on. And she categorically had to look into these things on the basis of she's bringing her son back into the palace. And based on the fact that she's bringing her son back into the palace, she was not convinced with all of these things. And then to buckle it all, she was not so uh interested in bringing that boy into that kind of a chaotic environment. And boom, they only had a meeting with her. They had discussions, and according to what we heard, allegedly, the only has assured her that nothing would happen to their boy. And remember, during this period, everybody was telling Olori Naomi that hear from this father's boy, because the last time we checked, this boy is not only your son. He did not sit on your own and then you decided to conceive Tadenikawo. There is someone else that plays a part as his father too, despite the fact that you have had him all this while. The man did not say for custody, he did not say anything. Yeah, there was a period where Oni said that Naomi has to come back if she wants to stay with Tedenikawo, but if she doesn't, then Tedenikawo is coming back. All of those things came in, but they came in as stress, so Naomi did not bend to any one of them. And then today, Oni had to call Naomi and give her that assurance that she needs, because Naomi really, really needed that assurance that nothing is going to happen to that boy. If something happens to that boy, that is definitely the end. God, Naomi, it is more like she will face her end. So she needed the assurance that nothing is going to happen. And of course, she got the assurance from him. And when she got the assurance, she had no issues at all attached to any single thing again. And she's set to, just pack her things and come back. And now someone is having a panic attack because every single thing the person felt is going to actually happen that would cause a hindrance. You understand? Every single thing the person felt is going to happen that will cause a drastic hindrance, a very, very serious hindrance to Naomi returning back into the palace has been altercated. And for a fact that it has been altercated, it certainly means that there is nothing these women can do that would hinder Naomi from returning back into the palace. So technically speaking, all their efforts, every single thing they have done over time, every single thing they have pulled, all the stunts are all in vain. And someone is now crying, someone is now having a panic attack, someone is now completely drained, someone doesn't know what she's up to again, she's just misbehaving. My people, we know very well that these women have a lot of things that worry them. Look at the last time when Oni went to Abuja to celebrate Tedenikawo's birthday with Olori Naomi. That was the same thing that happened to um Olori Mariam. Yes, she actually did all of these things. People thought it was a joke, but certainly it wasn't a joke. Yes, it wasn't a joke. Because if you want to look at it critically, it wasn't a joke. And believe me or not, Miriam was actually serious when she was doing all of these things. Because how can someone be, in fact, how can Miriam vandalize every single thing she laid her hands on in the palace if it was a pretense? It was never a pretense. Miriam was serious. Yes, she was very, very serious when she was doing that. So these women have different kind of things that are happening to them, and now, it's of all people, it's Olivia Aderonke, whom always proved that she's strong, she's this, she's that. A lot of things that we cannot even hold our hands on. She's the one vigorously having a panic attack now because it is set for Naomi to return back into the palace. Well, you see, this Naomi's matter, it is worth having a panic attack for. It is, because we can remember how these women have fought so hard. Look at when they brought up the whole case of Pastor Jerry Eze being President Ikawo's father. That was a very, very big hit for them, and it was meant to take Olori Naomi down. There was nothing aside that. But when they did not succeed, it became a big blow at their own end. They dragged the man of God in vain, and they lost a lot of respect from several people. People like Pastor Jeremiah kept on telling them that leave the man of God alone, leave the man of God alone. This became like a song that they were singing day after day. So to say the truth, these women have done a lot of things. They have done so many things that they felt can keep them at the limelight in the midst of this whole chaotic uh, environment they have created for themselves. But the end of this thing all remains that it's not at all times that you win. There are losing points, and when you lose, you move on. So we just hope they get to move on at this point, because this is a point where these women might get to do something that all of them will regret. This is a point where these women might get involved in things they should not be involved in, because after all the babalawo we visited, after every single thing we did, but yet Naomi is still returning back into the palace unharmed, untouched. Every single thing is okay. All that was set ablaze seems like nothing. That feeling can be dangerous. That feeling can be very, very dangerous.